It's very easy to extend
gosh, messing this
the
all up. Okay,
realism and the
here's the deal.
graphics
I'm
that
just
are
going to let the demo
current
loop run
products.
for a second.
And I think it's
Because it's got nice music. Enjoy the music.
You're going to increasingly see more creative possibilities for the player, which is I think where a lot of the educational value comes from.
There it is. See, that's cozy, right? That feels good. Hold on, let me click over here. All right. Yes, Secret of Evermore. This is I'm going to have to restart the emulator. Because I didn't start it with the controller turned on, so it doesn't recognize it. Hold on a second. This was developed by Squaresoft of America? Let me see if I can remember what the actual... I'll just look it up. This game has some pretty interesting lore. Yeah, developed by Squaresoft. That's it. Squaresoft opened a North American development office. That office made and released this game, and then they shut it down. I guess it just did not perform anywhere near as good as they wanted it to, because they pulled the plug quick on this, which is unfortunate. This game is really interesting, and it's kind of a shame to think about the kinds of maybe cool ideas that could have been made. Yeah, this music is already it's pretty fashionable for the mid-90s, is kind of how I would think about this sort of music. It's got those, again, sort of similar to what I remarked on in Crosscode, but that, really echoey, sort of weird percussion. Very world music sounding. This game has an interesting look, yeah. It's totally a fusion of, it's like westernized anime, really. Tug Nuggets? I don't think Nuggets will fit, but... Tug is a pretty all-American name, so I'm okay with that. Also, kind of like Earthbound is one of the few games that even has anything... Queef... That's a good name. Has anything rooted in, a reality that, an American kid would relate to. How did you gather all the cool retro media you use for your breaks? I just downloaded them from all sorts of different places. And then I do some conforming edits to them. But yeah, all over. There's not really any one place. Not an easy answer. I've been digital pack ratting for a while. Oh. To change my Twitch stuff, my bad. But already, the pixel art style of this game is interesting. It is borderline like the pre-rendered sprites that you see in Super Mario RPG, or even... Hold on, I gotta get a little closer, and I think I gotta turn the game down a little bit. Yeah. That's pretty hot, sorry about that. Oh, historic, thank you. Yes, this is fine art. It's actually fine art. Everything else is trash. This is the only art that's ever existed. It's just a really interesting cross-section that really doesn't exist in any other kind of game. A Western-developed console game that was itself, like, thematically inspired by a Japanese-developed action RPG. Like, that sequence of things just doesn't exist. It's a Venn diagram, and in the middle is this singular game.
Try not to get eaten by a monster
it's very cool.
or anything, okay?
Oh! Thank you for the anonymous 1989 cheer. That's very spooky. I appreciate that little ghost. No text block in the 90s. Yeah, I guess they thought the drop shadow was enough. I think there are boxes eventually. I think they're just trying to be cinematic in the intro here. Let his hair flop. Yeah, he's got a big old, like, big old 60s pompadour. It's pretty cute. Oh, wind. No worries. Thank you for the prime. I am glad to be of service. If I can help quarantine pass, I'll gladly do it. Oh, you're actually gonna move downtown Denver? That's great. I think you'll like it there. Yeah, the main character's like a movie buff. An old movie buff. Still seems like it's a little loud, but yeah, like these fans, like, have a look to them. They look like they're lit and shaded, so it does kind of look like pre-rendered sprite territory a little bit. But these characters, I feel like, are drawn. The game's audio balance is shit. Yeah, it's pretty intense. I don't know that it's bad. This game's audio is balanced a lot differently than most games. I think it's intended to have like highs and lows, cinematic range. Like that ship rumble, I don't think I've heard anything like that, especially just as ambient noise in anything on Super Nintendo. I feel like the sound design for this game is so exceptional. It's something that I think I knew when I played it the first time, but didn't consciously understand until coming back later as an adult. Sick. Oh, Zeeps before you... Oh, yeah, Zebus before you get the super... Or the morph ball. That is a very spooky and, yeah, very creepy kind of atmosphere. This percussion? It's like bongos on a Super Nintendo? They're like panning and stuff. It's Oh, you expected it to be turn-based? Yeah. This is... No, it was made and titled in the style of a series that was real-time action RPG combat, so... Hey, what's up, Hedgehog? It's going pretty well. Oh, JC, I saw your comment about Fallout 1 and 2. That'd be fun to do. Boy, if I can find the time. Too many video games, especially replaying other things that came out in '95. So yeah, now you have your your fake transparency waffle checkerboard thing. That's pretty readable though. But yeah, this like jungle ambience. That was LA ambience. Here, Pupster. Like, it was also very rare that there was a Super Nintendo game that would have the word Pupster in it. Localizations just weren't that good. But this game was actually written in the West. Like, written in the United States. So there was a coziness to the writing that just didn't translate into any other game, really. Or rather, you know, I guess pun intended. Was there because it wasn't translated. You were 3 months old when this game came out? Well, I guess we have to... Now I guess it'll be a soft competition to see who's more impressive. Chrono Trigger came out before you were born? Man. And that doesn't really bother me. This is gonna shock you. There are things that came out before I was born, too. And you know what? There are things that are gonna come out after you were born. It's sort of an unavoidable thing. Using these like overlays though to give depth is super cool. Not a whole lot of games did stuff like that. I remember like what is it? Soul Blazer I think did this. Final Fantasy VI had some little effects like that. Like you can hear the wind, you can hear bugs, you can hear like different kinds of bugs. I don't know. Also, this game is like a lot more technically sound than Secret of Mana. I like the way that the numbers track on enemies. It makes it a lot easier to figure out. Oh yeah, your dog will like sniff and find items for you. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, he gave me some roots. Good boy. Andrew, thank you for the subs. You know what I just realized? Oh man. So I guess you have AI companions in like Secret of Mana, and that's a thing. But I feel like an AI companion that occasionally generates items for you. It's kind of what he does. It's a whole like Elizabeth vibe. Way of making a companion very useful. That's such a cool mechanic. Andrew missed. Dude. Thanks for gifting 10 gift subs, dude. You've been doing that a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you ever need someone to fix your Switch Joy-Cons, you know who to call. Preface Spore. Thanks for that 1.5 hype. You know what? It's just as powerful as the day it was born. I had to like loop the whole thing, but thank you for that. What is the J in JRPG? Excellent question. Usually stands for Japanese. This is a very not Japanese game, but it is in the style of a series that is. So I don't know, figure that one out. Come on. There we go. Sniffed out some water. Jamaican. Today on the stream, I'm gonna be eating some goddamn jerk chicken. Yeah, like the art style is real solid. But it's more like kind of Chex Quest art style, I guess. What the J was for jabroni? Nobody would roleplay a jabroni? Come on. Dang it. This ambience is so cozy. Yeah! I love it. Oh yeah, Ogre Battle's great. Ogre Battle's got to be like top 10 SNES soundtracks too. I guess it doesn't have that many tracks on it, but man, it's good stuff. You lost your bazooka, yeah. Just like the real deep grumbles they can get out of the SNES sound chip. I've just never heard anything like it. Oh yeah, the Messenger soundtrack? Man, I need to finish up the Messenger. I finally got to where that game really went open world. Like, it finally really sort of revealed to me why people were gushing about it. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to stream this, and then immediately stopped playing it. Sometimes I don't know why I do what I do. This game is post-apocalyptic, a boy and his dog-esque. Not really. I mean, sort of. Actually, you know what? Now that you said it, I think that's actually a really valid point of comparison stylistically. It's not technically post-apocalypse, I don't think. You're traveling through time? And then you have misadventures at various points. But yeah, it does definitely start that way. Boy and his dog kind of vibe. Especially since he, like, is... It's not quite a Letterman jacket. Maybe it is, but it looks like it's... You know, he's got that coiffured hair. Denim jeans. Chex Quest HD is something I never expected, but something I wanted. I haven't played it yet. I got it downloaded. It's so weird that it's free. I guess, like, did Chex or Kellogg or whatever actually put that out? Man. Feels like Square's response to Earthbound. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Earthbound is the only other Super Nintendo game I can think of, you know, off the top of my head, that has the sort of just like audio range and audio inventiveness in terms of the sounds they generate from the Super Nintendo. I have a strange feeling about this. Interesting. I wonder if that was a conscious Star Wars reference that they couldn't quite get away with. I think you can actually win this fight, but I don't think I'm going to. Okay. Time to activate pro gamer time. Oh! God damn it. Yeah. Eat it, asshole. I think they just keep coming. My dog's level 2 now. What are you gonna do? Damn it. I might do that, I guess. Ooh! I think I'm pretty sure they just keep coming. Whatever, got a sick crystal. Yeah, I remember the reagent collecting was like pretty fun too. Just tons of hidden items all over the entire game that you could like use to, basically, it's your MP. That's such a neat mechanic actually, recovering MP in the environment. Ooh, I always thought it was weird that like, it's usually an item metagame to like recover MP. I always felt a little stale. I love RPGs that introduce like a renewable resource or some kind of skill-based play so that you can use a resource but also gain it back by playing selectively. That's one of the things I actually really like about Doom Eternal. I feel like it makes the resource management aspects of the game much more interesting. Oh yeah. Doesn't die, just kind of limps after you. So sad. Take a rest, you've earned it. Damn. What happens if you keep murdering him? Oh. Cool. I don't think I've ever done that. It's a boss fight? I think it's a scripted loss. Got my weed, vape, kombucha, and my 90s JRPGs. 2020 can't keep me down. Damn right, dude. Those are the real vibes right there. That's how we make it work. That's how we make it magic in 2020. Gotta get that kombucha, that dank weed, and sick video games. What's a talon? I'm gonna guess it is a casting reagent. Oh, I didn't know I had another pedal. Whoops. When magic in this game is like, you cast stuff by burning items. Like, you consume combinations of items to cast spells. And spells individually level up the more you use them. So it's like, kind of incentivizes you to always be finding and buying and using items to keep your magic strong. Okay, so you can just roll up and talk to the Elder. I swear, like, you're supposed to get your ass kicked by those raptors, and then, like, somebody comes in and saves you, I think? I don't know, it's been a long time. What's up, Cyberglob? I love in Steam how you can see friend updates on games you own, like seeing my friend just bought and played Stardew Valley for the first time. Ooh. You can fire a little text to be like, hey. I guess, you know what? There might be slight Jumanji vibes here. Although I think this predated the movie. You just wake up to them healing, or them healing you? Oh, okay. I just rolled on in like a boss this time, on my own 2 feet. What do they call her? Fire eyes? Maybe because she uses her glasses to light fire? Like she uses them like a magnifying lens? Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Tug and nug. I always had high hopes. Legalizing weed would chill everyone out and lead to utopia. Now it's 2020 and all the states that legalize weed are on fire, so I guess it didn't work out like I'd hoped. I mean, they have more state revenue, so maybe they're... I don't know if there's any connection at all, but who knows? Maybe all the surplus money has helped California prepare and Florida prepare for this summer. I am Paperclip. Thank you for gifting 10 subs. That is very kind of you. I appreciate that. If you happen to get an emote or a sub from I am Paperclip, why don't you shoot him a little thank you. Thanks for loading up that pog cannon. Thank you, Paperclip. I appreciate your generosity. Is this the sequel to Secret of Mana? No. It is a unique game made in the Secret of Mana style. Alright. As Captain Leaf Meldrock says in Mars needs lumberjacks. I'm ready for anything. Mars used to need moms. Okay, so yeah. Let me set up. That takes 1 wax and 2 ash. Yeah. The idea that you can level up individual spells and I think they like look better the higher level they are. That's what really hooked me about this game. Just gotta talk to her. Yeah, this music is so good, man. Dang it, I'm covering it. I couldn't see it at all. Damn you, forced perspective. Oh. Dick Nanigans, exactly. Just want to know what they're putting in the weed in Portland. When I used to get high, the last thing I wanted to do was riot. Maybe it just makes riding more pleasant. Okay. Yeah. Oh, talons are currency. Okay. Okay. I guess it's good that I whipped up on all them raptors then, huh? Ooh. Oh man. I didn't remember until just now that you can kind of just mash the OK button everywhere you go, and you'll just start scooping up stuff. That is a good bee. Free ash, baby. Yeah, and like NPCs have like jokes that reference things that are kind of a little more topical for US kids, like the metric system, or the acknowledgement that that's something you might have to learn, different to anything else. That's just like localization stuff that just wasn't really around. It's the fucking bee from Earthbound. I thought his name was Buzz. So that's maybe a reference that I never actually noticed before. Which is weird, because I loved Earthbound as a kid, too. Huh. Maybe I was just a dumbass little stupid kid. Man, look at all this free shit. Yeah. Talk to the lizard? I thought I did, or tried to. Oh, this lizard. I can't. Unfortunately. Hey! Yeah, also, man, these dudes are ripped. That's good. It's never a bad thing. I wonder if there's any around there. Maybe not. Girl has a bone in her hair. Yeah! It is a pretty stereotypical depiction of, like, jungle savages, you know? What the hell is that? What's going on over there? Huh? Hell yeah. Are any of these? More houses to rob. Okay, great. And his next door. Also the like acknowledgement that like, yeah, you can take all of our stuff, it's fine. We know you'll help out. What's up, Dongle McFondles? How you doing? Yes. I'm gonna rob this man blind. Got any ash? Scrape that up off your floor. They talk about the metric system in like 2nd grade for me. Yeah, I can't remember. It was an elementary school thing for me too, for sure, but I don't know, I feel like that's the kind of reference that would only exist when written by somebody who went to a school in the United States. It's something small and kind of immaterial, really, but you could, like, yeah, you can hold L and make him sniff. That's such a good dog sniffing sound effect, too. Isn't that great? The wolf is trying so hard to have a nap. Yeah. Yeah, he's all rested now. We stayed at the end, so everything's good. Iggy's not really doing much, huh? Dang it. Oh no, Iggy's twirling. I do love how, like, your dog, or Nug, will just sniff around sometimes, just randomly. So it's like, hey, you got something? And then you're just like, oh. Just stares at you. You're like, okay, no, nothing, never mind. Like that. Just goes and scratches and then sits there. You're like, oh, okay. It's cute. Like, it's just a little behavior that is so charming. It gives so much life to what would otherwise be a pretty lifeless NPC companion, I think. Federal government mandated the inclusion of metric measurements on things like highway signs, but there was no enforcement or penalty of any kind. So either they were out of cheapness or because we're America, it basically fell to the wayside. Really? Kiometa. I had no idea. I did not know that that actually happened. We're supposed to have kilometers on everything? Man, almost. Almost happened. Yeah. There we go. HP bars are a little annoying. Why not fill them in? Oh, that's for something else. Later on in the game, you can like charge up attacks, and the charge meter is in the middle there. But yeah, it does feel like it would it be that hard to have a big readable HP meter there, and then have the charge somewhere else because it's less ever-present information, really. Jesus. Well, I spent all of our money on me, boy. I hope that's okay. Oh, NASA was one of the proponents of it. Yeah, I actually know very little about the history of America and potentially adopting the metric system. I don't know. It's just like, I acknowledge there's no way. There's so many other problems. Much more pressing problems. Someday the world will be so ideal that we'll be able to actually solve the small annoying problems like that, but in the 70s they really pushed it. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid there being some lingering like jokes about who was like Team Imperial and who was Team Metric. Yeah, metric's just easier in STEM. Yeah, I mean it seems like the world's moving on okay. You know? Oh yeah, I never figured out what this was all about. What the hell is this? You can't go and interact with it. It's just this weird little skull face that pops out of this hole every so often. I agree, there's always going to be a better time to do something. Difference is making time to do something so it gets done. Yeah, not saying I'm a great example of this. No, I agree. Mindsets like that are how it never happens, and that's why I'm fairly certain it's never going to happen. Which is a bummer. But hey, you know what? Whatever. Life goes on, really. As annoying as it can be, it's like, it's annoying. Actually, I guess it probably matters a lot more, yeah, in STEM fields and stuff. When it's like data and precision is super, super important. Got something? Hey. Let's see. Well, I blew all my talons on a grass hat, so things are going well for me. I gotta find what's his name. I don't know. I guess that's out here. I don't know if this is the zone I came from, or I guess we'll find out. It is not. Okay. Ow. There's such an extreme animation when he gets hit. Eh. Ow. Oh, okay. It's one of the things I remember about this game is it was weird that they would give you magic at the beginning of the game, but you wouldn't really have the money or the resources to even use it, but that's not so bad, really. Is it just the US is still an Imperial? Pardon the ignorance. I actually don't know either. I don't know what other... I mean, I guess England. Not really, no? Yeah. US and a small list of other countries. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows why it is the way it is? Malaysia is also Imperial? Okay. Nice. Good assist. Liberia. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, that place has pretty wild environmental audio. Hold on. There we go. Does it matter which direction you're facing? Yeah, some good company. Man, sorry guys, I'm just being quiet because I'm really vibing on this audio. It's really soothing. It's kind of whisking me away, you know? It's like one of those jungle rhythm CDs or something. Hey, what's up, Yard Bob? Yeah. ASMR gameplay? Hell yes. Are there streamers that it's something that I think about, not that I necessarily make a whole lot of decisions on, but are there streamers who exclusively, like, with intent play games that have cozy sound effects? I know that, like, that can be retro games for a lot of people. You know, also this right now, but... Oh, I don't mean ASMR. I just mean games that, like, maybe have comforting and soothing soundtracks and sound effects. Yeah. Something that I've seen either. I guess it's a hard thing to try to describe the value to. I gotta admit, sometimes I've often wished that I could just put on, like, a playlist of speedruns and turn the commentary track off. There is a Twitch channel that does host a series of tasks, which is kind of close to that. Lo-fi? Yeah, that's probably as close as it gets, just putting on a lo-fi station. Yeah, that sand joke was so cheesy. Yeah. This game has some... Okay, so I can sprint. Yeah, okay. This game has its moments. And those moments, I think, read... It's weird, because there's jokes in, like, Final Fantasy VI. But they don't always land, because I feel like they're translated weird sometimes. Werewolf, I largely like speedrun commentary, but sometimes if it's like, I don't know, if it's for a game where I'm, like, more interested in the game than the speedrun tech of it, if that makes sense. When grinding on achievements, Ray usually plays lo-fi or his own music. Okay. Stay focused and watch your step. Are there... I guess there are... playlists of lo-fi music that won't get claimed on YouTube? Or something like that? What the heck is this thing? Where is it, pup? Pup. Oh, maybe it's up. Yeah, well, maybe I'll have to go around. Yeah, I'm remembering you have to, like... I had to get around all these sand pits. It's pretty cool. Such a silly sound effect. He doesn't put them on YouTube? Oh, right. Good point. Yeah, hopefully that's not going to be an issue with like DMCAs and stuff rolling out on Twitch. Doesn't seem to have hit that stuff very much. Seems like everyone was pretty freaked out, but it was just a handful of pretty... I don't know why. Like, does it still happen? Surely it still happens. Damn it. Oh, if he's grinding, it just doesn't go to YouTube. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. It's not YouTube-worthy content. Ooh! I need to clutter it up with 40,000 shiny hunting streams when he never gets a shiny. Yeah. Spoiler alert, no shiny. Oh! Oh my gosh. These sand traps are messing me up. I don't know why. Oh! Right into it. Right in. Oof. Oh, I get to try again. Oh. Caps lock hype? Even... Caps lock hype. You've been busy, huh? Been spreading that hype around? We need you. We need you and we need your hype more than ever. It's good to have you back, though. Hopefully things are normal for you. I know that that's a silly concept, but I said it out loud anyway. Let's say it again. Why is this music so tense? It's just so weird and creepy. Nope. How long you been streaming for? Looks like about 6 hours. Oh! Dang it. Oh, that's so far. That is so far. Jeez. Up here's the cave with the dude, right? Yeah. Yeah. Can you fall into pits if you're sprinting? Is that why they give you the sprint shoes here? Maybe. Oh! Okay. 40 to petrified? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. That's okay. You'll be safe. Retro game music is some of the creepiest. Yeah, it's like it has this ability to be extremely sparse. Damn it. They spaced them actually pretty geniusly. That's a word, I swear. Have you been to any summer weddings? No, unless you mean caps lock. Where you going? Where you going, pup? Nowhere. Okay. Yeah, weddings don't happen anymore. Weddings happened once. Before. In the time of light. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, at least it wasn't that far back. Florida's open. Yeah, get married at Disney World. Fuck it. Whatever, man. Whatever. Oh yeah, hold on. Divorces are all the rage this summer? I've heard that that's actually a thing. Like, some couples are spending way more time together than they thought they would be, and they're discovering that they don't like it as much. Or that there are issues with their relationship that they can't really ignore when they're locked up. Apparently a lot of people were just waiting for quarantine to end. I remember, like, I don't know, I saw some news piece interview with a divorce lawyer being like, yeah, business is booming, it's weird. Pizza rolls are hot enough to kill the Rona. It's true. The answer was in front of us all along. You just gotta knock back like 5 molten hot pizza rolls. Yeah, domestic violence went way up. Yeah. Oof. It's really depressing just how tenuous our connection to being civilized actually is. Just all you have to do is stay inside. There's unlimited things to do. Books to watch, movies to watch. Yeah, cabin fever kind of thing, maybe. But it's like, shoot, man, it should be a non-stop wonderland of distractions, and yet... No, I get it. There's, you know, spend enough time around somebody, there's going to be stress points. I gotta do the dishes, for instance. I'm pretty overdue on that. They're stacking up in the sink, and I'm gonna need those later. So... all just wild animals trying to act like people. Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Until we can find a way to sort of program the, like, instinctual survival garbage out of our DNA that just seems like it can be pretty counterproductive in the long run. Ow! Oh! I got hit by a worm. Don't hit me, worm. Oh, we turned into stuff. That's cool. Dropped a healing item. I think I need wax. Yeah. Debating if I should go back to the village and buy some wax. It wouldn't take... Well, yeah, now that I can sprint, I can probably zoom through the sand screen pretty quickly. Why do Florida and Texas have to ruin it for everyone? New York had the most COVID states, COVID cases of any state, and we've had our shit together. Yeah, I mean, California's not doing so hot either. I don't know how exactly that's distributed. I know LA's not doing great, so that's frustrating. I'd like to think that my city could do a little better. That's always the case, though. You always want to believe. Ooh, I can cast it one time. Morbid, thanks for the Prime sub. Thank you generously and thank you kindly. The real move is doing things before the wife asks. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's exhausting to consistently have to, like, expend effort to keep the relationship equal, you know? It's like it shouldn't be a game of who can do less, because the work's got to get done either way. So if you opt to not do it or try to wiggle out of doing it or just passively don't do it, then you're basically leaving it for your partner to do, and that's shitty. And you shouldn't have to, like, constantly ask for a shouldn't have to consistently remind that a partner should be equal, I guess. Probably struggling because of the protests. Florida's almost definitely because people not taking things seriously. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the timing... correct me if I'm wrong, but the timing implies that it was really, what is it? Labor Day weekend? Memorial Day weekend? Where it really started to blow up. Or the cases started to rise. So, and there actually wasn't a surge post-protests, is my understanding. That is my understanding. So the numbers suggest that protests didn't actually affect it all that much because people were wearing masks and it was outdoors. But it was people meeting up with friends and family in non-masked, non-controlled conditions that caused spread and rise. So that is my understanding. But I am not. I know that. Hopefully not here. But I do know in some circles people have things to prove by insisting that certain things are happening with and without the virus and all that stuff. So if you have strong feelings about that, I guess please keep them inside. A relationship is not a one-way street. Both of you need to do your part, for sure. Yeah, I think, I mean, that's something I had to learn, really, or come to realize, is that a relationship is not just an accessory to your life, and you're not in a relationship to make things easier, you know? It's not victory if you can extract more housework out of your partner, so you don't have to do it. Yeah, emotional labor, I guess is the phrase. What am I playing this on? An emulator. An emulator. But I think I'm probably going to get a hardware and a flash card soon. Just feels cozy. Feels cozy that way. Also, this is the case for now. It may not always be. But I can be a bit frivolous with money. So what would be fun is if there's a retro game that I intend on seriously playing, that I could, like, just buy the cartridge and then give it away once I beat it. To someone in chat. I feel like that would be a fun tradition to start. It's just 5G. Yeah. That kind of faded away, right? Finally? Should have never been in the thing in the first place, but I guess people finally put up about it. Or stopped suggesting that it was a thing. Played in an emulator too. The sound effects just seem different to me. Yeah? That's interesting. I'm always curious about sound effects and sound design and music, and how, like, coming out of a CRT or going through an analog format is different. Hey, what's up, Metallica for life? Especially to try to consider that sound engineers and composers may have written it with that in mind. People move out of the way for tracking. Oh yeah, that's QAnon shit, right? Was QAnon tied to 5G? I mean, probably, right? That's a silly question, I feel like. Love to have a CRT setup again. No one makes new ones though, and what's left is either busted or ludicrously expensive. Interesting. Yeah, there's the technological implications of that for me are a little rich. Mostly just in terms of, like, hardware cords and desk space. I just don't have it. So, I don't need it. I actually think digital displays are good enough for most of it. I have a pretty low latency monitor. It feels pretty good. I say that having not played on CRTs for a while, though, so maybe a CRT would blow my mind nowadays. JC, that's a good point. A boutique CRT TV maker would be a good niche industry. I agree. I mean, if for nothing else than, like, all the Smash players. I don't know if that's enough to carry a market, but yeah, I feel like if you made, like, artisan high quality CRT displays and like serviced them and had pretty long warranties, you'd probably do all right. There's a bunch of old nostalgic nerds out there. Bunch of them. I wonder if that's the sort of thing where you can even source parts for it anymore. Like, maybe it just doesn't exist. You'd have to create the whole supply chain yourself. What makes a difference on old sound cards? They can be so different. Oh yeah, yeah, and PCs? Oh my gosh. The different MIDI banks that different cards would have. It was almost entirely different orchestrations sometimes. I remember that with, like, the Final Fantasy, or the port of Final Fantasy VII. That was still pretty late in the game, but still, it did have a few different MIDI banks that you could choose from, and I was like, I like the percussion in this one, but I like the keyboard in this one, and, like, just kind of had to choose between things that are bad in different ways. It was a bummer because the sound was objectively worse than the PlayStation 1 version of the game. I mean, the battle scenes looked crisp as hell, and ran at really high frame rates, so that was sick. But the rest of that game was a pretty awkward port. I'm just glad they did it. How are you people living outside the U.S. faring with COVID? I hope well. Headlines seem to be positive. Other places are opening up. That's great. Man, if... Nah, never mind. Got a weird headache, though. I don't know what that's all about. Might have to take some ibuprofen or something like that. Did enjoy 7 on PC. I played so much of it. Me too. That was one of the first games that had a significant like end game that I 100%ed. I totally, you know, Knights of the Rounded and Ruby Weapons, and I did everything in 7 on PC. Man, I lived in that game for a while. That was fun. That was very fun. I feel like I'm getting the itch to do something similar with like Witcher 3. You know, just pick a week, kind of dedicate at least 12 hours a day to streaming, because my calendar's pretty open right now. I don't know, stuff comes up, but still. Oh, that's right, you have to get up there from inside. Yeah. And then just stream Witcher 3 the whole time. Just live in it. Do every last stupid little thing I can find. Kick that ant's ass. I'm going to, I think. I remember this boss actually being pretty tough. Or maybe I'm better at games now, I don't know. That's always fun. To remember something being hard and then coming back and just kicking its ass because now you're an adult and you're awesome at games. There's a streamer biking across Canada right now and he doesn't even wear a mask. Must be nice having a big country with a low population density and a smart enough response to the pandemic. It's basically a non-issue there now. They have new cases daily, but even in the cities, it's low impact. Yeah. Hopefully, I would like to think that this could humble some people, the people that need to be humbled, but I don't think they care. I don't think they're looking. That's the tragedy of it, I guess. I haven't gotten to the DLC yet, no. Next on my to-do list is just to kind of put a button on Wild Hunt, is to get the rest of the mastery sets and craft as much as I can. Maybe do some globe trotting to try and find some ingredients and stuff to make the like armor and sword sets. And then start Hearts of Stone. That's the plan. What if you made CRTs but with HDMI ports? Now that is more common, I believe. What the heck? What's going on, pup? Where's this ingredient? What the hell? Maybe it's around. I don't know. Got my master crafted before hitting up the DLC? Hell yeah. Seems like that's the way to do it. Really, just do a big old victory lap of Wild Hunt. Maybe that was it. Did you do the last wish? The quest? I don't know. What is that quest? It sounds familiar. It sounds like somebody else asked me and I said yes. It sounds like something that's happened. This floor texture is pretty creepy looking. All little waves and stuff. It's got an interesting amount of depth and like kind of luster and reflection. Albedo. For Super Nintendo texture. Ooh. Oh, the Genie quest with the Yennefer. Yes, I did do that one. I loved that quest. That was one of the better and more memorable stories in Witcher. Especially considering that, like, kind of like some people in chat were saying that Witcher 3 is essentially like really good fan fiction. I thought that was a pretty great wrap-in of what was in the books. I only know because of the show, but a pretty great way to provide like that sort of illusionary character progress where it's like things happen but not really. Wait, what? It's amazing fantasy stories for real? Oh, just in general? I mean, I did enjoy fundamentally a lot of the quests in Wild Hunt. So yeah, now you can charge it up and then do a super chop. Even though Formula 1 requires a ton of people to run effectively, they have been conducting COVID tests every single day and not a single one has come back positive. Hell yeah. I genuinely don't know what it's going to take. I feel like Americans just can't do it. They just can't. They're like, I would like to not think about it as a weakness. I think it's a visitation of something that most people think is a strength, which is just this wild and immovable dedication to personal freedom. But it really just expresses itself as selfishness. And I don't know that you can ever convince. I'm now. Unfortunately, now it seems like you just can't. That's just a cultural trait that's not going to go away overnight. Like maybe generationally, it might flow, but I don't know. It's a bummer. That makes the United States like a really annoying thing to have around in the 2000s. If this is going to be how the world is, we're stupid as fuck. Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe it's just we're just dumb as hell. I'm trying to give it the best spin I can, which is namely that, you know, like, I think it's okay to have pride, and it's certainly historically accurate that our country's founded on rebellion, on saying fuck you, getting a gun. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense, right? That's where it all started. It's been that, and a lot of other gross things. Yeah, Kirko, kinda. The thing that sucks is, like, I feel like the U.S. has taken some blows, but that was kind of the point. That was the whole game. That was the whole game. That's why certain powers wanted certain people elected. Is just decrease our influence on the world stage, continually embarrass us, and like turn us against ourselves. And it's working. Of course, it's working. It's just a bummer. It's a bummer to see like the game plan play out so well and have it even work on me. Because yeah, my national pride is taking a huge hit, and to some degree, I'm forced to acknowledge that it shouldn't have been as high as it ever was, or rather, it was only as high as it was because I was allowed to ignore a lot of stuff. But it's a bummer to like see like media campaigns happen and certain shadowy shit happen to like shape world events, and understand that the goal is to make me like trust my nation less. This is really heavy shit. But yeah, understand that the goal is to do that, and then also feel like it's like to know that that's the point, and also be like, well, it's working. Shit. That was then, this is now. We need to accept reality. US has a high population. You have people that look to specific voices for information, and only that one source. If that info is wrong, there are a lot of misinformed people. Yeah, you're right. Psychotic Panda. That's the other thing. I feel like most adults, most citizens in the United States don't have a healthy relationship with news coverage. And I'm not going to get into any more than that. I think it's more like most people don't have well-formed and responsible sources for information. Because yeah, in the grand American style, it became a product. It became a money-making endeavor rather than a service. And nobody held it to proper standards. So can't have an effective democracy if people aren't well informed from multiple viewpoints. Panda, I quite agree.
Try not to get eaten by a monster or
That's
anything,
another one of those
okay?
circumstances where you're like, you can see it happen. The various nationally, internationally funded sources to destabilize and undermine American democracy. You can see it happening. Like, it's right there. It's so obvious that you'd think people would be upset about it, but no. Yeah, BB Mon, it's wild, man. I guess this is just the world in 2020, you know? This is the cyberpunk future. If you can control the flow of information, you can control world perception, and thus kind of shape the world. PayPal stocks are down. Dang. You were almost rich. Almost got it. The world is now an Onion article? Yeah. It's called capitalism? Yeah, I guess. I guess capitalism commodified news information. Commodified shaping worldview. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Is there only one path through this whole maze? Let's see. That one only goes there. Okay. Let's try again. So yeah. Sorry for dabbling in bummer vibes for a minute there. Jeez, okay. This interior music is pretty intense. It does kind of sound like you're in a bubbling, gurgling dungeon. Again, very, very basic music. It's just like this rolling percussion track. It's not a moody dungeon song. Yeah, back to good vibes. Actually, let me see. Maybe he's about to level up. Let's check. Oh, 42? That seems like a lot. There's your good boy. Zoop, 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 zoop. Oh, the Abyssarian Hollow Knight? Yeah, yeah. A lot of Hollow Knight feeling. Because it also feels like very insect-like in here, too. I was chatting with my mother on the phone today. She said my generation, millennial, will likely be extremely conservative because of having already lived through 2 major financial crises. This one being potentially as bad as the Great Depression and the pandemic. Please note, conservative and Republican Party are 2 very different things. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it makes sense to me. If you go through hardship, then you want to make sure you shore up as many resources for yourself as possible. Leaning to more conservative sort of ideology of like, well, just let me take care of myself, okay? I don't know. Part of me would like to think. It depends. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. I'm actually deathly curious / afraid of what the millennial generation will become. But I am curious to see. Maybe going through all this will breed a this is impossibly optimistic, but going through all this will breed an appreciation of public programs and public unity. I doubt it. I'd like to believe that, but I don't think it did. Well, man, it's more like a public programs after the war. I don't know. We'll see. I'll vote. I'll do my part to shape society how I think I should. I'll help people out in my life. NASDAQ is at an all-time high. Yeah, everything's great. Nothing has never not been good. I feel like people losing money is a major source of frustration. For sure, man. Especially if you're like about to retire. I can't imagine what it must have been like in like the 07-08 housing crisis. To have people's life's work just get erased because some assholes played loose with the economic system. And how like... Here's what I don't get, man. I assume that some of the olds that got fucked in the 08 investment shit, or sorry, in the subprime mortgage shit, how would they then vote for Trump? Like, to immediately roll back the protections that were put in there to prevent that from happening again. I mean, I know, well, whatever. I won't get into it. Sorry, man. I have to remember that, like, I can like open theory craft about video games. That's easy. But like it's probably not a good idea to just start shooting off political observations. Dow Jones almost back to 30K? Hell yeah. Yeah. Suddenly I don't care about any problems. Sweet. Absolutely sweet. I mean, yeah, he's gonna pull out every like short-term tactic he can to keep that number up going into the election. William, deep talk? I was gone also having deep talk. I guess we are. I'm trying to steer away from it a little bit. I don't need to dwell on deep topics, but it happens. It's hard not to get political. It's invading almost every facet of life. It kind of is because, yeah, I think somebody else had said it before. Things that shouldn't be political have somehow become political. Like, just doing the right thing sometimes has somehow become a political statement. Like, the whole masks thing, man. It shouldn't even be there. So it's like avoiding politics becomes, yeah, impossible when people make their entire identity around defying anything that's publicly constructive. Like, that's not... It's actually not politics, really. It just becomes that because somebody who so rigidly is loudly politically aligned then just starts making more goddamn problems. That's really what it is, man. You gotta make so many problems. Oh, wait, hold on. One side has made doing the right thing a political issue? Yeah. It's just become full, like... I used to think just the mindless antagonism before was a little much, of just, like, we're gonna do this. Well, we don't want to do it. But now it's just full on that. Like, it's straight up cutting off nose to spite face territory. I don't think I ever would have pinned people actually getting snickety about masks and making that a political thing. I never would have thought it could get that dumb, but, you know. Will it be okay in America to tell everyone you don't like capitalism? I mean, you're still going to get a bunch of eye rolls. I guess I can't speak for all America, but I would roll my eyes to that. I don't know that there's necessarily been a better system. It's the guy on the art. Yeah, this is it. Thrax. Bang. Eat it, Thrax. Ow. Just set his heart on goddamn fire. That's how we do it, Thrax. You thought you were shit. Turns out you're just old shit. It's a big old bug, though. I'm gonna cast magic on his ass. I don't know how many of these casts I have. 5? All right, let's go. That's Big Pog. I remember the magic effects being pretty cool. It's got that, like, yeah, that color strobing effect that was from Secret of Mana. Ooh, big hits. That's a big one. Ow. Dog, save me. Dog. That sounds like exactly like the squelch from Earthworm Jim. Some people won't wear masks because they say it is cultural appropriation of Chinese culture. Does anyone unironically saying that? I mean, that's kind of funny, but I don't think not dying is. I think China let us have that one. You know, I'd go out on a limb and say China would probably be cool with us wearing masks. Heard it several times, man. You roll with some interesting people. Ooh, big one. This is Secret of Mana knockoff. I mean, knockoff's pretty harsh. It was developed in the United States to be a genuine entry in the series. Ooh, look at all these pedals. Give me all these pedals. It is interesting that I never noticed before, again, too young and stupid, that they give you the enemy that drops healing items so you can hang back and kill them and get as many petals as you need. It's actually really nice of them. Spiritual sequel, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the Final Fantasy series. The games are not necessarily considered sequels or even spiritual sequels to each other. Just that they have similar gameplay elements and maybe some very light thematic elements. Whoa! That was a big hit. Need a true sequel to this game? That would be amazing. One of the guys I used to work on a gaming blog with was like working on a was basically going around doing a long form like journalistic podcast about this game, talking to all the devs and trying to get materials on it and stuff. I need to check in with him, see where that was at. Cause yeah, I don't know, this game's got interesting lore. Being like, I think so to date, the only Western developed Square Enix game, or Squaresoft game. I guess they have Ubisoft, or they have like IDOS and stuff like that now. maybe break both of his arms and his ribcage opens. Actually pretty morose now that I think about it. Oh crap. We're playing this co-op with your brother? Yeah. It's a cool co-op game. There wasn't really a whole lot of this kind of game out this time. Dang it. Ugh. Ugh, come on. This acid rain sucks. I don't understand how you're supposed to like hit these arms not getting hit. So you just gotta back up. I need to heal. Yeah, it'd be nice if the boss had a health bar. This makes it feel more like battle though. Oh my god. I'd even hurt this thing. You have to blow his arms off, I think, and then his ribcage will open up so you can just walk in and pound the shit out of his heart. Probably should have cast magic on his arms first. There's a good arm hit there. Stop spawning worms if you kill all of them. Jeez. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there they go. Yeah, this is the icon of sin. He's been on Earth for a very long time. God damn it. Uh-oh. I don't know what Nectar does. Let's find out. Okay, just stronger healing. God damn. These fucking worms, man. What does my shirt say? Oh, it says ignore the anime packaging. And then there's like a picture of an anime lady on it. Oi! Oi! It's gonna take forever. My trick I know about this game is spells get more powerful the more you use them, so grind out a shitload of reagents, and yeah. That is a strat. It's a fun one. God, these routine acid rains are real bad. Just can't hit it reliably enough. God damn. I'm gonna have the dog biscuit if he gets hit, so. Fuck. If I kill enough worms, then I'll level up, and then I can just kill it. God damn it. That's just like, finally, I've got a clear shot to hit this stupid arm one time. God damn it. Got a hit. Yeah, there we go. It's getting a little intense, you guys. Wait, what? Oh. Well, I guess the charge attack doesn't hit it. Okay. So you just have to pop it enough. Maybe I was overcomplicating it. Hot dog at a full heal? Leveled up. Yeah. Oh. I guess it's not doing acid rain anymore, so that's nice. Welcome back, Iceman. Beating up on a bug boy. Just some intense drums. Never mind. Getting rained on out. Okay, we're inside now. Not gonna wreck them up. Yeah, big hits. Like multi-phase boss fights, kind of neat. Popped your heart like an overstuffed water balloon. Yeah, that sprite work is really good and very unique. Yay! Oh yeah, different weapons as a mechanic. It's cool stuff. Right. What does my shirt say? Ignore the anime packaging. And then there's a cute anime girl on it. This is not the final boss. This is the first boss. This music's going off, though. Yeah, I would like to save the game. I'm also going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon here. I'm kind of tired. Just kind of a little sleepy today. I stayed up way too late last night. Watching bad movies, you know how it is. I don't think can you get through this stuff? No. Oh, Flav, you gonna go sleep? Alright. Have a good night. Which bad movies? Twilight and Cherry 2000, which is a real astoundingly bad movie. Oh. This is also interesting too, because there's only like one character you can put gear on. Good night, Flav. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you have a wonderful day tomorrow. And a good sleep. Oh, see ya. Blanco? Blinkso? Not quite sure exactly how to say your name, but it's good having you around. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I need to watch Barbed Wire. Yeah, Bill Pax. Bill, given that you know Cherry 2000, it seems like you're fairly knowledgeable about schlock, like dude schlock. Oh. Good job, Pooch. Do you really need to watch Barbed Wire? Yes. You're telling me. I like how he turns to camera a lot. It's weird. Which is your favorite game you played today? Probably Crosscode. I mean, I like Secret of Evermore more than Secret of Mana, but Crosscode is newer and faster, and actually I'm appreciating now how much better Secret of Evermore is than Secret of Mana mechanically. But yeah, Crosscode looks really, really cool. I am looking forward to playing that game more. I thought I was going to play Deadly Premonition 2 today, but that didn't end up happening. I don't think I bought many reagents when I played through this game. I wanted to only subsist on what I could pick up, which is a silly way to play the game, especially given that things get stronger as you use them. Which is a really cool reason to like encourage somebody to constantly be using something. Heavy Metal 2000 is solid douche lock too. Oh, I haven't seen Heavy Metal 2000. So I gotta check that out. I finally saw the original Heavy Metal, and that one was intense. I was not prepared for that. But Heavy Metal 2000, Barbed Wire. Those are both very good picks. Thank you guys for watching. I think that'll do it for me tonight. I'm gonna go try and I'm just gonna take it easy, man. I'm just gonna take it easy. I'm gonna take it easy today. That's it. It's an easy day. Playing some comfy games. Yeah, some days I'm gonna play Deadly Premonition 2, and some days aren't. Exactly. Maybe tomorrow, Deadly Premonition 2. Maybe Witcher 3. So many sweet video games, man. It could be anything. Alright. I'll find somebody to raid, but thank you for hanging out. Psychotic Panda, thank you for hanging out. It's good seeing you. Welcome. And yeah. Thanks for chilling with me. See you guys tomorrow.